Hi everyone, it always seems to be about Maxi, but today we are going to ask Leigh, my business partner, some questions for you at home to understand what role she plays and how she got to where she is.
How we met and why we're
we're
here.
doing what we're doing, because you're probably thinking, Leigh.
Who is this?
Leigh, and then Maxi. We know who Maxi is with the Bomber Rescue and the bits and pieces, but
exactly.
Together we make it work. So first things first, I'm going to ask a few questions, and feel free to answer them.
All right, okay, I'll do my best.
Leigh, where did you learn to swim?
Where did I learn to swim? Well, obviously you grew up by the beach, but I was actually born in a little town, littleish town called Long Eaton, which is just outside Nottingham.
Yep.
2 hours from the nearest coast, but it was on the river, so we were all around waterways, and it was actually by the River Trent, which was the only Trent I knew till I met you, because everything in Nottingham is Trent. So Trent University, Trent Bridge, cricket ground.
It's a good name.
So it is quite a cool name, yeah. So I learnt to swim at the local swimming pool, which was an outdoor pool, because in the UK, this would have been like, I think I was about 4 years old. There was an outdoor pool directly across from school, and your memories are that summers were so long and endless, but in reality, it was about 3 weeks or something. So I learnt to swim there by, my mum was actually a swimming teacher, but as most kids, I didn't listen to my mum. It was my mum's workmate, Jean, who taught me to swim. And I think I was about 4, and I had one of those, you wouldn't know anything like this, but when we were little, you had like a swimsuit and it had these little float things around the waist. Yeah. And as you got better, they'd take a little float thing out.
So you have to hold yourself up.
Yes. And I got to swim by still thinking I had the floats in the back, but they'd all gone out.
Yeah.
So that was that. It's funny the things you remember. So that outdoor pool, freezing. 4 years old.
So Long Eaton, swimming, 4 years old. Were you a part of a club growing up?
Because of mum, swimming, like mum then actually worked at the outdoor pool. So I used to go straight from primary school. My primary school was straight across the road, which incidentally we taught at. You spoke to last year when we went to England. So I used to come out of school straight across the road, and whilst that was an outdoor pool, we couldn't swim there in an evening and have a club. We used to, my mum was a founder member of the Long Eaton Swimming Club. Yeah. So we used to have a coach that used to go to Derby, and we'd swim one night a week.
Yeah, how good's that?
We'd all go on the bus to swim in Derby. So I started swimming at a club there, and then I actually joined another club which was Bramcote Life Saving Club, because by this time mum started to take her career a bit more seriously. Yep. So Wednesday night was life saving night.
There you go.
So freezing cold, landlocked.
It is quite cold.
Life saving night on a Wednesday.
What awards did you try? What awards did you try for with RLSS? Did you get any awards?
I think there would have been RLSS, and we've met a lot of RLSS people.
RLSS is Royal Life Saving Society UK.
Yes. And there was different awards, and the survival awards were like bronze, silver, gold.
So very similar to how we have our Royal Life Saving in Australia.
Yeah, probably. So it was like, swimming how far, and then it had progressed to, and I think by the time, picking the brick up off the bottom of the pool. Did you used to pick the brick up off the bottom of the pool?
I can't really remember it, but
bottom of Bondi or something like that. So, swimming, I don't know, a length in pajamas. You used to have to take your pajamas. So swim a length fully clothed, floating on your back. All the basics, and then just like building up your distance swimming. So like a length, 2 lengths.
So you get all those awards. I think they still do all that.
Around the world. So I think so. It's and it was like really like life-saving award. They were either RLSS or the Swimming Association, which I think got renamed to something. We're talking a while ago.
A little while ago.
Yeah.
So I got here Jodie and Jill.
Jodie and Jill, what a duo! So Jodie, your mum.
Yeah.
She was a bit of a cool swimmer.
She was. She
Yeah.
was a great swimmer growing up. So I was very lucky that my mum was a champion swimmer.
Yeah.
And from my earliest age, I got thrown in the deep end, literally. Not don't call docs or anyone, but she used to get me in the swimming pool at the beach. I learnt to swim quite young. I think like at 12 months or something. As soon as you can actually not get in trouble for throwing a baby in the water. As soon as I was in.
Yeah.
So I was very fortunate to be brought up like that. But yeah, that's
was your mum a competitive swimmer?
Yeah, competitive swimmer. She used to do butterfly, so she was a really good butterfly.
Ooh.
So it is quite a hard stroke.
Very hard stroke.
But yeah, mum's pretty strong. She's strong. She goes to boot camp every night still.
Yeah.
So she's a very strong lady. But she's
and what age did your mum swim competitively? Did you used to
it
go
was
and watch
school
your mum
days.
swimming?
No. It was well and truly before I was born. But all through her schooling into her late teens, she was a swimmer.
Yeah.
Lots of medals.
Yeah, and that's like my mum. You know, mum was a swimming club. All of her friends were from swimming club. You know, a really good swimmer. So, not necessarily a competitive swimmer, but then she went on to study it and became a
lifeguard.
A lifeguard. Yeah.
How good's that?
At the outdoor pool, and they weren't called lifeguards in the pools in it. They were called poolies.
Poolies. There you
So
go.
they were the
So we call our lifeguards here beachies.
Yeah, so the poolies. And mum actually resourced 3 kids.
There you go.
So she was pretty
good lifeguard.
cool. Yeah.
I've got another question here. When did you come to Australia?
When did I come to Australia? Well, obviously with my accent, it's a bit of a funny accent now, but so I came to Australia 22 years ago to live, but I first came to Australia as a 15-year-old. And I was just...
You loved the place.
Smitten. So my first weekend, I went to Lawn on the Great Ocean Road.
Yep.
I'd never seen a beach like that because we'd never been to Spain.
Great part of the world, the Great Ocean Road.
We'd never been to Spain. We didn't do the Europe holidays. We were, caravan holidays. We went to book the flight to come to Australia, and my mum told the travel agent she didn't want to fly at night. And they said, "I'm sorry, Mrs. Nicholson, we don't do it just as like day trips. It's a long way away. You got to fly through the night." First came to Australia in 1982, and smitten. Came 3-4 times, and then decided that I wanted to come and live, and that was a whole other story.
Was it an easy move?
No. So I didn't pass all my A-levels or go to university. So I worked really hard. I was just rubbish at exams. So I had a really career that was recognised in Australia, but I didn't have the certificate.
Yeah.
So I went to 2, 3, 4, 5 agencies to try and, get to Australia. One, it was just a write-off. One told me I was silly because then I was going to retrain to be a secretary because I thought that Australia wanted secretaries, and I got a real dressing down from this lady telling me that I was silly. But I gave up work. I went to uni full-time as a 28-year-old for 2 years. I used to drive an hour each way, sometimes for a 1-hour lecture. Mm-hmm. I used to have my homework in, and every time... Given this time I'm married, I'm like, on the M1. Every little assignment I handed in, I'd think, step closer. And then eventually I got the diploma. Then I applied to get my visa, and the Australian government removed the points. Yeah. So I didn't meet the criteria again. And then they brought out a visa that I didn't meet the criteria for. I had an auntie here, and I was sponsored. So probably 6 years. I always think that as long as it took you to become a firefighter is as long as it took me to be. And I think my mates thought I was absolutely crackers. And what are you doing? Giving up. I had the of Andrew and I had the better job. We gave up the better job. People thought we were nuts.
Yeah.
But we're not nuts now.
Not nuts now.
Exactly.
So
So that's how I got to Australia.
Beautiful. So what motivates you? That's the final question. What motivates you?
What motivates me? Do you know what? I just like you know, we're both a bit, or feel like a bit like the underdog, like the lady that told me I was silly. It's like, no, you don't tell me I'm silly. So I think
when there's a will, there's a way.
Well, yeah, and like, you know, when people say something can't be done, that is just like red rag to me. Or you shouldn't be doing it. So, or you shouldn't be doing it. Or even worse, who do you think you are to think you can do that? Yeah. No. So it's like, my mum always taught me you can do anything you want if you put in the hard work. Yes. There's no shortcuts. You've got to put in the hard work. Definitely no shortcuts. And even let's follow the live, learn, survive. And even before Sunrise at Bondi, we've been chipping away to create what we've created for the last seven and a half years. Yeah. Doesn't happen overnight. And we're still ironing out the problems and the things that don't work and crossroads and this and that. But in a nutshell, where we were and where we are now. Yeah. We're talking about creating the biggest online global community rescue squad in the world. Yeah. We're just about to bring out a book together. Yeah. It's awesome. And you know what? We've got like, you know, we've met, like, this is, forget the parents, the adults, the people around in the background. You've spoken to nearly 11,500 kids in 3 years. And one of those, we haven't even seen each other, never mind about anyone else because of everything that's happening. Every one of those children has got a story. They've got a parent behind them. Those parents, we still get messages from. Yeah. That's what motivates me. Yeah. Because we know what we're doing is changing lives. We know what we're doing is changing lives. It only takes one, but we're not going to stop. People think that, they hit the crossroad. Well, we'll find a way. That'll stop them? No. Nah, never stops us. When we realised, like, last year that everything had just, like, fell off the cliff, and it was like, you know, we didn't even know what Zoom was. Right? There's a photo of me and you on the first Zoom looking like it. Like, what the... Didn't know what Microsoft Teams were, what Zoom was, what Kahoot was. And the one thing that I say to people, you know, that know us was like, doing nothing was just not an option. We come... At that time, we come too far to turn our backs on it. So... You know, look what we've created through COVID. Yeah. We've turned COVID into a positive. We've managed to take everything online. We've managed to create another book. Yeah. We managed to create that online squad that we're about to launch. Yeah. It's we got merchandise. We got new logos. We've got support from all over the world. And you know what? We do have an amazing team of helpers. There's only two of us, but we've had like some amazing help. But the cool thing is, if it gets to the point where it starts to get a bit too hard for us to handle, you know, someone watching this video. Opportunities. You might be working for us one day. That's what it's all about. It's about opportunities. You only start somewhere. You got to start somewhere, and we're well and truly on our way. Yeah. And you know, why not join if we need some help in the future? And... Well, there's been some really cool stories. I mean, like our first trip to England, we met Emily. Emily was part of the lifeguard club that we've got to know really well in South Shields. We're actually ambassadors for them. Emily now is living in Bondi and is patrolling Bondi Beach. The day hasn't happened yet that you're both on patrol at the same day, but it's like, that was just unfathomable that we turned up on a beach 2 years ago. We did not know who we were meeting. We didn't know what we were doing. We just thought, we're going to have a bit of fun today, and we know the kids will have a great day. Yeah. And that's what we did. And here we go. We've been able to give Emily a bit of support. She's been the other side of the world all the way through a pandemic, which she knows that she can pick the phone up to us, send us a message. And now she's got an opportunity that she's going to tell other people about. And that's what it's all about, paying it forward. People help us, we help other people. Yeah. What is it, Maxi? It's not hard. It's not that hard. Put your socks on and your shoes on. Just, walk forward. But thanks, Leigh. Thanks for sharing. We'll put this up on the YouTube and we can put the big header. Who is Leigh? Who is Leigh? But it's good to tell. You got so much more to tell. It's only been 14 minutes, but you got so much to tell. But
you know, I'm sure people in the future will get more of an opportunity to hear you speak and
Yeah,
and tell your
exactly.
story.
And just know a bit more of the dynamics and how it all works and
so
what
there's
goes.
a lot, like Leigh does a lot of work behind the scenes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's, you know, the things that people don't even realise.
Yeah.
Insurances, the trademarks, the
messages,
emails, the messages,
the people that get.
But we're not
literally-
complaining because
No, exactly. No, we're
it
not.
makes us, it keeps us alive, and
Yeah.
it keeps us moving forward, and it keeps us inspired to create even more cool things to help get the education out there about water safety, about first aid, about being a rescuer,
Yeah,
and knowing what to do in a stressful situation, not only to save yourself but for others. So
yeah.
keep following our journey. Find us on Facebook, Live Learn Survive. Find us on Instagram. This is, you know, we've been going for 7 years of like working together as a team, but this is only the beginning of something big, and we'd love for everyone to be a part of it. All the originals to be at the forefront, at the front. You don't want people pushing in and pretending they're at the front.
Yeah.
If you're at the front, stay at the front and move with us.
Yeah, people that met us from the off. When we didn't know what we were doing. When we're sitting here wearing Sunrise at Bondi thinking, we'll have a go at this.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank
No
you,
worries,
Maxi.
guys. Take it easy. See you next one.
Bye.
See ya.
Cool.